Good afternoon. Hey, thanks for coming out. What interesting times we live in. Falling down from heaven, climbing up from down below. Doesn't make much difference, because this is what I know. One kiss and I'm crazy, one kiss and I'm gone. Frank Sinatra on the radio, dancing in the kitchen, hypnotized by the sound. We have our share of secrets, sure it's natural and all lovers do. But sometimes my head's so full of trouble that there is no room for you. But one kiss and I'm crazy, one kiss and I'm gone. Frank Sinatra on the radio, dancing in the kitchen, hypnotized by the sound. 'Cause when your soul is on fire, don't deny the love you need. When your heart is talking, listen carefully. Reach out for the one you love. You love, you love, you love, you love, you love, you love, you love. Frank Sinatra on the radio, dancing in the kitchen, hypnotized by the sound. One kiss and I'm crazy, one kiss and I'm gone. One kiss and I'm crazy, one kiss and I'm gone. One kiss and I'm crazy, one kiss and I'm gone now. One kiss and I'm gone. Thank you very much. I don't know if you've heard any of my music before. Some people have, but so I grew up in far north Queensland, and I was a tomboy, and I liked to hang out with all the boys, and I gathered some skills together that I could compete sufficiently with the boys and, outdo them. So my particular claim to fame was that I could spit further than all the boys. And I would thrash them in spitting competitions. It didn't take me long to realize that that was not actually something that was going to, get me very far. But, for a few seconds, it was quite the thing. This song is called "Before I Was a Girl," and it's about that time before you know that you have gender. And I think for me, I always thought, I'd just wake up one day and I'd have high-heeled shoes on my feet and a handbag, like a lady's handbag on my shoulder, and it would be like, there you are, you're a woman now. But that never happened. And yeah, this is about being young and wild. I lie here all night long, waiting for the first shooting star, lounging on the bonnet of your car. The heat from the engine warms my back, and your arm slips round my shoulder just like that. Well, life was easier before I was a girl. Before I was a girl, flying down the hill on my brother's rusty bike, in the pouring summer rain, tough and dirty, chasing all the girls in pretty dresses and pigtails, just to scare them. I was tough as nails. Well, life was easier before I was a girl. Before I was a girl. Before the world began to treat me differently. Be careful what you do and say, 'cause no one will marry you if you act that way. So comb your hair. Here, put this dress on. Stockings and makeup, make the best of what you got. Climb into this tiny box. Look in the mirror now. This is what you should look like. Well, life was easier before I was a girl. 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 Thank you very much. I'm going to invite Jen to come sing a song with me. Jen Lush, so it's been super lovely playing some shows with Jen this weekend, and we did a swapsy in the turnaround because she's got her whole awesome band here. So I thought it might be a letdown, you know, to have a band and then me. But
never. No.
So I like to say about this song is that it's not prescriptive, especially because we're in a bar. And the last thing I want to do is discourage people from doing the thing that one does when one is in a bar. But it's a song about wiping the slate clean. Give up drinking, one night stands, stealing hotel towels, quit your lying, confess your sins, stop putting your trash in other people's bins. Clean slate, can you give it to yourself? Clean slate. Well, how many times have you moved across the city, across the street, across the world? Looking for a better place with sweeter air and a slower pace. Clean slate, can you give it to yourself? Clean slate. Days wasted or well spent. Time spent wishing all of this would end, but can you give it to yourself? Clean slate. Clean slate. Well, everything changes just like the tide, and the days they blow right by. And what will you remember and what will you forget? And when your hair is gray, what will you regret? Clean slate, can you give it to yourself? Clean slate, can you give it to the world? Clean slate. Clean slate. Clean slate. Thank you so much, Jen. Okay, so I lived I grew up in Far North Queensland, and I meandered my way down south, and then I found myself in New York City. I went there accidentally, and then I just didn't come back in the way that young people who don't really have a clue do. So when I was in New York City, they have pickle festivals in New York City, and pickles are a big part of the culture. Just making sure I have my capo on the right fret. That would be a disaster. So I mean, I wrote this song, and it kind of has elements of the pickle in it, but it also has elements of like, oh, you know, I'm over the half century now, so sometimes I feel a bit like a pickle. You know, I've been in brine for too long. And then the other thing is, like, you know, I think I spent a lot of time in my life thinking that, I don't know if you all did this, but as a small person, there's this fantasy that, you know, one day you'll fall in love and you'll live happily ever after. Like, there isn't anything else. There's, there's no career or life, and relationships are really just you live happily ever after. There isn't anything. So this song is a bit of a rebellion against that idea. And it's about doing whatever the hell you want. 50 long years in the salty brine, wrinkled up skin, full of desire, holding on tight, shielding my eyes from the harsh daylight. Well, let me simmer, let me bubble, let me go out causing trouble as I wait for love to cure me. Well, here comes a fine one, selling his wares. He got a recipe, makes our nostrils flare. At the back of the line, we laugh and joke. We roll our eyes hungry and broke as we wait for love to cure us. Let me simmer, let me bubble, let me go out causing trouble as I wait for love to cure me. I am not waiting for love to cure me, to cure me, to cure me. Well, swap some sweet for some sour. Lay my dreams down in the shadow of another man's power. Bake his flour upon the table, making bread that will not rise. I've been cute and now I'm stable, and I still got half my life. I'm not young, but I'm able, and I know that love won't cure me of all that still burns. Let me simmer, let me bubble, let me go out causing trouble. Let me sizzle, let me burn. I'm not waiting for my turn. I'm not waiting, no, 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 no. I am not waiting for love. Not waiting for love to cure me. I'm not waiting for love to cure me, to cure me, to cure me. Thank you. The other thing about New York City, well, there's kind of a lot of things about New York City, let's face it. It's a seething mass of humanity. Yeah. I convinced one of my bandmates to move over to New York City to play music with me. I don't even know how. I just was like, okay, I'm in New York now, so if you want to play with me, you have to come to New York City. And he arrived in New York City like in the middle of the night, and I had only been in New York City a really short amount of time, and I thought I booked him into this hotel, I thought, but it turned out to be just the most bizarre place. He said he thought he'd arrived in hell when he first got into New York City, because he arrived at like Times Square, and there was like steam coming out of the grates, and people begging and trying to take his luggage, and then I took him to this place where I thought I had booked him in, and it was, I guess it was a place for homeless people to sleep, but it was like there were sleeping cages. So literally cages, and and people like moaning, and it was kind of like how I would imagine an early century asylum, that kind of like chaotic. Anyway, it was very weird. I thought it was weird. I'd only been there a few weeks, but for him it was totally weird. So anyway, he did survive that. Yeah. Anyway, the thing about New York City is, one of the things is that it has 4 seasons. And being from Townsville, I had never experienced 4 seasons. It was kind of novel. So and spring fever, like, it really is a thing. People fall in love in the spring, and you see them out on the streets. It's quite public, So I spent a lot of time observing people when I lived there, and one of the things I used to think about a lot was, like, what? I was trying to figure out what love was, right? Clearly, I, had a rough start with that fairy tale bullshit. So anyway, this song is called "What Love Looks Like," and it was my father-in-law's favorite song, so dedicate this to him. There's a flat down by the river, and the light burns late at night. A single burning flame, but it shines so bright. Standing at the window with his arms around her waist, bends his head to kiss her lips, and I think that's what love looks like. There's a couple on the corner, locked together in embrace. They only see each other, blind with time and space. Underneath the sign, frozen like a photograph, I hold my breath and I think, oh, that's what love looks like. What love looks like. But I can't see any of this. I must have made it all up. But somebody must be getting love like this. Somebody must be getting love like this. Tonight, 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 tonight. There's a couple in a cafe on the corner of St. Mark's, heads bent close together, huddled in the dark. Cups his hands around her face, brushes back her silver hair, and she smiles at him. I think that's what love looks like. What love looks like. What love looks like. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So how's everyone doing? So you braved the weather and you braved the rising tide of COVID, which, you know, we were supposed to do these shows. I can't remember what month, but we had to move them, and I was like, yes, we've moved them. Yay, great, it's really going to happen this time. And now we're in the winter, the winter plague. So yeah, it's interesting, and you know, and it's just, what are you going to do? This is the life that we have, and so yeah. So I'm here singing songs for you, and it has been a wonderful weekend, and I love Adelaide, and I love Adelaide audiences. So thank you guys for coming out. So after I moved from New York City, I went to Austin, Texas, and I also went there by accident. Yeah, somebody gave me a ticket, and I got a showcase at South by Southwest, and somebody gave me a plane ticket they couldn't use, and I sublet my illegal sublet apartment, and stayed in the youth hostel there for a month, did the showcase, and then just played lots of shows and met lots of musicians, and it was just such a beautiful community. And they all kept saying, move down here, move down here. And I was like, okay, I should do that. So that's what I did. And then I accidentally got married. I know. And while I was married, my mother died in Australia. And I did make it back, but I remember being in the summer, in the heat, in Texas, and it's kind of like the heat here in summer. It's hot, and just this feeling of grief that I could not shake, and that's what this song is about. I went walking out in the midday sun, in the middle of July. Who is a crazy one, trying to melt the grief still clinging to my bones, shake free the restless heartbeat, shadow in my own, the beating of the sun in the big blue cloudless sky, beating of the sun in the big blue burning cloudless sky. Well, I went searching for your face in a country you were never in, yearning for your arms to hold me tight, your love to draw me in. Stare one more time into the deep blue liquid of your eyes, fall under the spell of your laughter and your lies, the beating of the sun in the big blue cloudless sky, the beating of the sun in the big blue burning cloudless sky, big blue burning cloudless sky. Well, I stripped the clothes from my sweat-stained skin. I can't fight the heat. I try, but I won't win. Drifting into sleep, you still rumble through my head with your songs of the forgotten and your voices of the dead, but it was just me. I was all alone. I was burning of the sun in the big blue cloudless sky. The beating of the sun in the big blue cloudless sky. The beating of the sun in the big blue burning cloudless sky. Cloudless sky. Beat, beat, beat. The beat, beat, beat. The beat, beat, beat. Gotta have some water. Everyone got drinks? So, So I was married for 14 years then, and I divorced that man on purpose. It was very intentional. And this is a song about walking, because I think walking, you know, I mean, there are a lot of studies on the benefits of walking. And I think, you know, everyone's probably been in situations where walking is the best thing to do. And it certainly was in this one. You can take the couch, go and take the bed. You can't take back all those ugly words you said. You can take your story, your excuses too, all the reasons why you tell yourself you do the things you do. And I've seen the way they stare at me, with pity in their eyes they can't hide. Well, I won't be your shelter, I won't be your rock, I won't be your savior, telling you when you should stop. I won't be your glue, holding you together. That's not what I do. And I've seen the way they stare at me, with pity in their eyes they can't hide. They cannot hide. Ooh. Ooh, oh, 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 oh. So I packed my suitcase, I put on my shoes, I'm taking off my ring, I'm cutting myself loose, 'cause I got my body and I got my mind and I got my self-respect. It was so hard to find. And I've seen the way they stare at me, with pity in their eyes they can't Thank you very much. Yeah, I left that relationship, and I went back to New York because I was looking for safe harbor. I pretty much packed my bag and left a note when I left, and I was homeless, I guess you'd say. I was relying on the kindness of friends, and people were super kind. One of the things I did was I went back to New York, and I stayed with my friend. And she has an apartment on East 4th Street and Avenue B. And it's like a 5th floor walk up, which is fine. Like, who really cares? But I wrote this song in her kitchen, and I had read a book about the Civil War and the U.S. Civil War. We didn't have a Civil War, but anyway, the American Civil War, that one. And I wrote this song, and it's called Water, and it's really about how much we need each other and how much we forget that we need each other. So. Your gun slung across your back, swaying in the middle of a field. Ragged uniform, hurrying from your scarecrow frame, staring with eyes of mud and steel. You don't know the lies from what is real. The sun don't shine here in this room. The window looks like hope from where we stand. Days are long, we wait for change. Air is silent and no fire can burn the frozen from our skin. And we need each other, like turnstones need to call. Fish need to swim, water needs to fall, water needs to fall. There's a broken heart in every chest. There's always one more reason to regret. Don't hold on, what's done is done. Wars are fought and lost and won. Soldiers dying as your pen moves slowly across the page. And we need each other, like turnstones need to call. Fish need to swim, water needs to fall. Yeah, water needs to fall. Gray sky hides behind your face. I can't see it through the gloom. Daylight ends and nighttime comes, hiding like these with loaded guns. We are the voices of the lost, falling like leaves upon the dust. And we need each other, like turnstones need to call. Fish need to swim, water needs to fall. And we need each other, like turnstones need to call. Fish need to swim, water needs to fall. Yeah, water needs to fall. Thank you. So yeah, I came back to Australia some years ago, after being gone for some years. And this song is called Damn Life is Good, and if you like the song, there's a tea towel that goes with it. So this song is kind of about, it's about being where your feet are, something that I've been practicing for a long time, incredibly imperfectly, trying to be okay with right where I am. But so I think it's pretty human. Anyway, this is a tea towel. This is linen, but the real ones are cotton. And the way it came about was it's a song about loving the place that you live and not wanting to be somewhere else. So it's called Damn Life is Good. And I live in Canberra. So, people... Jesus doesn't live there, as far as I know. Never seen him or her. But apart from Jesus not being there, people make fun of people who live in Canberra, right? And that's okay. I don't mind that. This song is it's kind of, it addresses that. But I think when you live in a place that like there are so many places in Australia that could be considered uncool to live in. Adelaide's not one of them, so maybe you don't need the tea towel. I mean, quite frankly. But anyway, you might want to wave it in other people's faces when they come over and you want them to do the dishes. So this is how it goes. It goes. 22 long years I've been away, and I landed here one sweet summer day. Say what you want to say, we don't care. Go on, make fun of us for living here. Come on now, laugh out loud. Make us the brunt of all your jokes, but it's easy to say it's jealousy. Damn, life is good here in our neighborhood. Wake up to another perfect day. I feel lucky to call this my home. I call this my home. Well, some of us were born here, and some were not, traveling across the globe to land in this spot. Me, I couldn't wait to get away, but now I'm back and I'm here to stay, 'cause damn, life is good here in my neighborhood. Wake up to another perfect day. I feel lucky to call this my home. Call this my home. Well, it's not London, it's not Paris or Shanghai, Houston or Dallas, though it's always good to get away, taking everything the world has got to say. Walk the crowded streets in New York, see the palm trees in LA. Run yourself ragged, wear yourself thin, worrying you must be missing something. Ooh, you must be missing something in this little city, in this big country, in the middle of the ocean, at the bottom of the world. But we know that life is good here in our neighborhood. Wake up to another perfect day. Ah, wake up to another perfect day. lucky to call this my home. This is my home. This is my home. Thank you. I'm going to ask the beautiful Jan Lush to get up and come and sing a song. This song is for, it's for the inner teenager in all of us, that part of us that is forever awkward and doesn't really know how to, navigate the world or social situations or relationships or all of that stuff that we're supposed to just, know how to do. So it's called Majesty. Born in the middle of the pack, you grow like a wild weed. In the summer rain, and you worry you grow too fast and your skin's too thin, 'cause your bones show through when you're alone. You are a majesty, world of complications you don't understand. You are the sun that burns in the sky, makes you wanna cry, 'cause it's so damn beautiful. Is your heart too big? Does it beat too hard? When you see too much and you cannot find the words, and your voice it trembles and your hands shake when you finally say what's on your mind. You are a majesty, a world of complications you don't understand. You are the sun that burns in the sky, makes you wanna cry, 'cause it's so damn beautiful. You find yourself a home where you'll be loved and you'll be known, and you will stumble, but you'll pick yourself back up again, and each day will be another pearl connecting you to this old world as you start to shine without concern. You are a majesty, a world of complications you don't understand. And you are the sun that burns in the sky, makes you wanna cry, 'cause so damn beautiful. Ooh. Thanks, Jen. I think probably, should I do one more or should I stop there, Marty? I can't see. One more. All right. So I'm going to do another merch plug because who buys CDs anymore? Well, I do have some if you are those people that listen to CDs still. But I have the tea towels. I also have some little pins. So my new album, which I've done a few songs from, is coming out in October, and it's called Waiting to Fly. And this tour all year long is called Waiting to Fly, also WTF, because how has it been the last 3 years for everyone? Like every time we think it's like, what the? So that's kind of how it's been for me, you know, like, so I did an album in 2019. My intention was to do a lot of touring, and that didn't happen. So that's why this album's called Waiting to Fly. And one of the things that I did is I got these belt buckles, not the belt, but the belt buckles design, and these are limited edition. So if you're a fan of belt buckles, you might want to come and have a look at those. I vouch for them, except they're not very good when you play guitar because, you know, you have to pull your shirt over or else you'll end up scarring the guitar. Okay. So this is another song from my new album I'm going to finish with, and it's a song about death because, you know, death is kind of such a... I'm prepping you for a Jen set. That's a joke. Jen's always making jokes about, you know, the downer nature of the work. But I don't get that experience when I listen to Jen. But that was a little in joke. No, Jen's work is amazing and beautiful, and you're local, so you probably already know that. I'm just preaching to the converted. But this song I wrote for my father. He died during the pandemic. He was nearly 103, and he loved music. And I didn't get to see him before he died, like in the months leading up, and I didn't get to go for the funeral or anything. But in my wildest fantasies, I would have had a New Orleans jazz funeral for him. Like I would have got, you know, collected a bunch of jazz musicians and horn players and paraded through the streets of Brisbane, which is where he was. But I didn't get to do that. But I wrote this song, so it's called Flowers and Weeds. And thank you so much for braving everything to come out today. And I can't wait to hear Jen's band because they're awesome. I got dirt underneath my nails, grass stains on my skin, and my hair is a tangle of flowers and weeds. That don't bother me. That don't bother me. You pick me up and you carry me, lay me down in the ground underneath the shade of an old oak tree. That don't bother me. That don't bother me. 'Cause it's been so long since I was young, and I live longer than I should have done. But don't cry for me when I'm dead and gone. Just raise your glass and sing my favorite song. You raise your glass and sing my favorite song. I'll be dust, wind and rain. I will be earth and sky. Finally free from these old bones that don't bother me. That don't bother me. 'Cause it's been so long since I was young. And I lived longer than I should have done. But don't cry for me when I'm dead and gone. Just raise your glass and sing my favorite song. Yeah, raise your glass and sing my favorite song. Raise your glass and sing my favorite song. And what's my favorite song? What's my favorite song? Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Thank you very much. I'll try and come back again when COVID's resting.